For years, rewards and recognition were viewed largely through the lens of compensation, annual bonuses, and performance ratings. But the workplace has fundamentally changed today. Today, employees are not just asking, how much am I being paid? They're asking, do I feel seen, valued, and connected to the organization? According to Gallup, employees who feel adequately recognized are significantly less likely to quit, while studies increasingly show that appreciation and purpose now influence employee loyalty as much as compensation growth. Now, in this episode of BW People HR Voices, we will explore whether organizations are truly prepared for this shift. Joining us for this conversation is Mr. Rajesh Jain, the Group Chief People Officer at Vishwaraj Environment. With over 35 years of leadership experience across infrastructure, renewable energy, manufacturing, retail, and financial services, Mr. Jain has led large-scale people transformation journeys across some of India's most respected organizations, including Welspun Enterprises, Suzlon Energy, Eaton, and Xerox. Welcome, Mr. Jain. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Savi.
Well, this topic is very, very relevant. You have been in the business for over 3 decades now. You have seen generations of employees. You have worked across industries. What, according to you, has changed about employees, about what employees want today versus, let's say, in the 1990s? What is that significant change that you see today?
See, so couple of things. If I have to say what has continued to be the pursuit of an employee is the flexibility. I remember when I was a kid, started working, my colleagues, we were, just to take care of certain things at home or wherever we are living. And if the office, we at that point in time also, we never minded working long hours. But when we needed a break, we wanted a break. So that flexibility is something which has not changed in terms of a pursuit of any employee. However, something which was earlier a thing which people used to ask when they used to even accept the offer letter, they used to ask for, I remember, a phone on the desk with STD in it. And today, at times I insist my team member that you have a desk phone in the sense the extension phone. The people say no, we don't need. So that is something which I see a change mostly in terms of the way we work. What we want has not changed. See, even after so much of advancement, a lot of things have not changed.
Right, absolutely. You've shared a very nice example with us. India Inc. today, they are heavily investing in compensation corrections, in retention bonuses, wellness programs. Do you think that organizations today, they are over-investing in compensation and under-investing in emotional recognition and leadership visibility? Have companies misunderstood what employees actually stay for in the company today?
Absolutely. This chemistry is very simple. You need to make people feel respected, belonging, and recognized, right? And what we do is make it so complicated. And you're right. So retaining an employee is a matter of demand and supply. So if there is huge demand in the market of a certain skill set, and the talent available is in the scarcity, the attrition will happen. But people will leave for different reasons. I will leave for a higher salary. I will leave for a career growth, which eventually my company will also catch up. But maybe I'm in a hurry. So vote attrition is not something which we will actually regret. The attrition which we generally regret is that I have irritated somebody and the person is leaving. It is not because of the natural attrition which is caused because of demand and supply.
Right.
Yeah. So therefore, I would fully agree that we keep increasing के salary benchmark कर लो, बढ़ा लो, ये कर लो, वो कर लो. But it's basic, very simple. Keep the pace with the demand and supply and be good to people. That's it.
Lovely thought. Any example that you'd like to give about your company, what your company is doing in terms of recognition of employees and also rewarding them?
So, see, we have, I mean, traditionally a construction development, we are developers. So, we are a construction company wherein all kinds of people coming from such companies. So, we have started with a lot of people policies which were very controlled freak policies, stuff like that. And now the thought process of the management is that let people feel good about whatever they are whatever the policies offered to them. So we are now changing our policies to be more generous and more trustful towards our employees so that we trust our people. That's it. So we are expressing ourselves in a way that we trust you. Policies में बहुत ज़्यादा controls नहीं हम लगा रहे, so that this is one way to make people feel good about it. And obviously respecting people. So in the meetings also we have decided that we will be very careful when we talk to our people.
Right.
So very basic stuff, Savi. We are not complicating it anymore. We are making very grassroots level good things, and
But the
hoping
basic
that
stuff, as
it's
you said, it's actually very if impactful as well. But sir, with artificial intelligence coming up, there is no boundary between work life and also when you're at home. The phone keeps buzzing, you're working round the clock. The digital connectivity has caused a lot of burnout, especially in the mid-managerial level. What do you have to say about that, and what can be done by HR leaders, by companies to control that effectively?
इसमें क्या है कि I as you mentioned 35 साल पहले भी we were struggling with productivity as the biggest challenge in a corporate world, and today also we still with all phones and AI and whatnot, we are still struggling with the productivity. So it is a never-ending pursuit. Or with all technological advancement, the life has become better. It has offered more flexibility. So I don't think that कोई बहुत ज़्यादा infringement होती है. See, it depends upon the person. If suppose the person means the manager, if that manager doesn't have that sense wherein the person can understand whether you are infringing into somebody's life or not, वो irrespective होएगी. अगर AI नहीं भी है तो वो फोन कर देगा, है ना? So having said that, it is more about people management or leadership skills and the empathy rather than anything to do with it is nothing to do with the technology. So agar if it is a bad manager, technology or not technology, he or she will ruin your life. If the person is a good manager, doesn't matter. It will be even helpful to have more technology.
Right. Initially, in your first answer, you mentioned that you see a similar kind of response across generations कि सबको same चीज ही चाहिए. But
Correct.
Gen Z today, they bring in a very different perspective. They're not running after money, they're running after purpose. That's at least what we've read in reports. Now, what is it that you feel about Gen Z employees today or the younger generations today as compared to the ones who have been in the industry for a long time? What differentiation in terms of recognition do they demand, in terms of rewards do they demand, and what keeps them satisfied?
So rather than assigning it to a particular generation, my take on that is the context is changed, the situation is changed. When we started working, salary was a compulsion. If the salary doesn't hit my bank account, I will have problems. So today the general level of prosperity has increased. So therefore, taking couple of months break is not a problem. Even if I don't get salary, I know my family has enough things to take care of me. So all those things have actually made us bolder than what we used to be earlier, right? So therefore this generation, even if you look at the Maslow's need of hierarchy, so there also they have got into next level, because we were struggling with roti kapda makan and saying कि मेरे को पैसा चाहिए, चाहे मेरे को मैनेजर डांट भी देगा तो चलेगा, मेरे को सैलरी मांगता है. तो वो वाला प्रोस्पेक्टिव अभी थोड़ा चेंज हो गया कि सो देयरफॉर वी हैव मूव्ड अप लिटिल बिट ऑन द Maslow's need of hierarchy. That change has happened for sure. So because it is the situation which has changed. Coming back, saying they work for purpose, etc. I don't think so. ऐसा पर्पस के लिए जिसको काम करना है वो पहले भी करता था. हमारे जनरेशन में भी लोग पर्पस के लिए काम करते हैं. अभी भी कुछ लोग पर्पस के लिए काम करते हैं. पर जनरल पर्पस वाली शिफ्ट नहीं हुई है. ये जनरल शिफ्ट हो गई है प्रोस्पेरिटी के हिसाब से. उसमें हमारी रिक्वायरमेंट्स थोड़ी बदल गई. सो देयरफॉर अगर आपको वर्क लाइफ बैलेंस ज़्यादा चाहिए क्योंकि आई कैन अफोर्ड टू challenge my boss or even leave the job if they don't offer that.
Okay. Are there any biases when the structure is, relooked at in terms of somebody who's working in a hybrid mode? They're not visible to the leaders every day. They're working from home. And somebody who's working in the office every day with the managers. There's a certain bias that always persists. What do you think about that? And, what are your views on that?
ये तो है. मतलब this is I think what you are saying is reality. So अभी क्या है कि when it is hybrid, then at times your manager is also working from home. Okay. So तब biasing कम होगी. If the situation is the manager is always working from office, this biasing will come. वो natural है. So what HR per se, I won't say. Let me not give this ownership to HR first, but the ownership lies with the individuals. For example, if I am the team member, okay, and I need to first of all be aware that this bias can come, will come. Okay, so therefore I have to create that balance. So I have to be more in touch with my boss. I have to be more in touch with my colleagues. I should make sure that I attend some meetings in physical. So I will have to do some extra hard work. There's no other way. What HR can do is to actually make people aware. So it is all about transparency and fairness and being truthful. We need to highlight this fact. This should be a known fact in the organization कि ये biasing हो सकती है. So kindly deal with it.
Okay, understood. Now, CHROs, they know the essence of people and the workforce in the organization. And what do you think is the road of a CHRO to a CEO? We strongly believe that CHROs make the best CEOs. We have a lot of examples in the industry. What do you think why CHROs can make the best CEOs of the companies? In last 35 years, so I have worked as a business manager for more than 18 years actually, right? The reason why I remained in HR, I switched to HR as a job rotation, and that was an experiment. But the reason why I remained in HR was because I find this the one of the most strategic work in any organization which one can contribute, right? So having said that, if it is all about organization capability building, okay, the organization will perform once we have a right capability of the organization. Okay? So I have seen CEOs, MDs, their 90% of the time is spent in dealing with HR issues or strategizing about human beings in the organization, the talent in the organization, and the CHRO is the best companion there. So having said that, if you have to become the CEO, 90% what you need is the skill set of dealing with and the science of organization capability building. Okay, so therefore first point is clear that the skill set, the CHRO will have the skill set on the people side. Now, as you mentioned, there are certain examples then where CHRO has become CEOs, but everybody doesn't become everybody तो नहीं मैं बोलूँगा, ज़्यादा लोग नहीं बनते CEO क्योंकि business acumen lacks. Right.
So we are unable, while we can think of the HR frameworks, we can think of everything else, but वो how to relate it to the धंधा, that वो वाली ग्रारी मिसिंग है, right? So therefore, if we want good CEOs, then we need to orient our HR people. वो उनको maybe every HR person should at least 4-5 years of their professional career they should spend in business, चाहे वो finance में काम करें, business में काम करें, so that वो जो missing ग्रारी है वो that is updated in a CHRO. And I agree with you. I see a very good alignment. So these shift will be natural. And the company where I worked, Eaton Corporation, so and there only I got rotated from a business. I was in a technical role, from technical to HR. So there they keep experimenting by rotating general managers to different functions. So I think there we are.
So internal mobility is very important.
Very important. So that platform companies must offer.
Understood. Now, in looking at the next 10 years, what do you believe will become the new currency of employee loyalty? And do you think our organizations prepared for that shift?
I see loyalty ka kya? What do you mean when you say loyalty?
That somebody who stays with your organization doesn't look for a switch. The retention is there in the company. So what is the new currency of employee loyalty?
So I will, in fact, to answer your question, I'll ask you a question. Why do you need that loyalty?
Why not? If I'm happy at a workplace, I'd like to stay there.
So you answered it. So I don't have to actually make a lot of different efforts के उसको मेरे को बांध के रखना है, मेरे को उसको पकड़ के रखना है. So I do my job well. So as an organization, whosoever is the custodian of the organization, let's say I'm saying the leadership team, they need to make sure that their organization is not irritating people unnecessarily. Right? There are times when we will, because of the reason, for the genuine reason, but if there is no such reason, if I am irritating my people unnecessarily, people will not be loyal. So respecting them, as the same thing which we said in the beginning, respecting them, making them feel good, recognizing them, giving them platforms, various kinds of platforms, and obviously very closely monitoring their performance. Don't ignore people by not monitoring their performance. So be demanding. The good people will stay if you are demanding, and you ask them to perform at higher levels and more higher level, raise the bar. So do all that. And some people will stay back.
Right.
Some people will still leave. So don't bother about that. I mean, it's a capitalist society. People will go for higher wages, higher money, better roles, different locations. A lot of things, such things will happen.
Absolutely. Now, on a very personal note, how would you like your team to remember you once you leave the organization, you retired? How would you want your team to remember you as a leader?
Only one thing. They should remember me saying that, when he was there, then we learned, we flourished, we moved up in our career.
Anything you would like to rectify from your journey कि हाँ मैं ये better कर सकता था?
सब कुछ. The list is very long. If you, I'm 57 and every day I wake up, I think that अभी थोड़ा मैं सीख रहा हूँ. I'm learning HR now. So what I've not done well, I have been very impatient. I've been very very demanding. I am, I'm very high on task. I do empathize also, so I have a good balance, but I think my task focus can be slightly lower. Those things.
Yes. All right. Well, May is also the month of mental health awareness at work. For your peer HR leaders, HR professionals, any piece of advice on how to keep employees sane amidst, everything that's happening in the world today. Geopolitical tensions are happening, work stress, loads, everything. Anything you would like to give advice on?
See, there are various kinds of people. There are people who have a lot of resilience. उनको ज़्यादा फर्क नहीं पड़ता, right? Whatever you call it, EQ or something of that sort, some index they are good at, उनको फर्क नहीं पड़ता. But there are certain sensitive people और उनको फर्क पड़ता है. So first of all, we need to recognize, because many a times we don't even recognize कि अगर मेरे को फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा, why are you getting bothered, right? So that first of all, we have to, as HR or maybe as any people manager, we should be sensitive and we need to agree and understand that किसी को फर्क पड़ सकता है. That is one. Second, we should have mechanisms to identify कि किसको फर्क पड़ रहा है क्या, because जिसको फर्क पड़ता है वो बताता नहीं है, right? So ये the biggest issue with mental health is that people don't speak up for this. So therefore I should be trained, and all my team members should be trained, or maybe the whole company should be trained to recognize कि if मेरे अगल बगल में किसी को कुछ ऐसा कुछ हो रहा है. पहली बात हमने बोली कि first of all we should recognize this fact कि सारे लोग एक जैसे नहीं होते, कुछ लोग ज़्यादा सेंसिटिव होते हैं, कुछ कम सेंसिटिव होते हैं. So ये this is also part of diversity, we should recognize. That is first. Second, we all need to be trained to observe कि अगर किसी को थोड़ा बहुत भी mental health issue है, then we should be able to मतलब at least identify, right? But once identified, this is very sensitive. मतलब ये if you are not a trained person, you should not start to address it. Right. So thereafter, you should have a platform, forum wherein you escalate and tell the professional to deal with it. मेरा ये मान.
Very good thought. Well, thank you for sharing all of that. We'll now move on to the most fun segment, which is the rapid fire round. I want only one word responses from you, but if any topic touches you and you want to expand on that, you can surely do that. Okay. So one workplace practice you think should completely disappear by 2030?
Attendance marking.
One thing employees secretly value more than salary but rarely say openly.
Feeling respected and the flexibility which workplace offers.
Performance bonus or public appreciation, which has longer impact?
Both.
One HR buzzword you're tired of hearing?
Career path.
Okay. The biggest leadership mistake during recognition conversations?
When our message is not very crisp. हमने किसी को award दिया और he's done a good job. वो मतलब बहुत demotivating होता.
Okay. One generation that completely changed workplace expectations.
So I won't call it generation because it has happened over a period of time. But COVID was something which has made a lot of big shifts.
Right. One company culture trend that is overrated.
When we say we are innovative company.
Would you rather have a high performer with low empathy or an average performer with strong culture building skills?
See, in business, what we all pursue is the performance, so high performance.
Okay. Yeah. One thing AI can never replace in leadership.
Being contextual.
Okay. Complete this sentence. The future of work will fail if organizations continue to.
So, if they continue to outsource people management to HR, they will fail.
Understood.
It's something which every leader should do. Over reliance on HR is fatal.
Understood. Now, a lot of our viewers, they are HR professionals. They are managers who aspire to become chief people officer and CHROs like you. Any last piece of advice for them? Not career path, for their career. Any last piece of advice for them?
So I think whatever you are, whichever role you are in, suppose let's say you are a team member in talent acquisition or a team member in finance controllers team. So this is something which my boss told me, and I tried practicing, and it works. You should start behaving as if you are the boss. If you are a TA team member, you should start behaving as if you are the TA head. And if you are a financial controller's team member, you should start behaving like a financial controller. Magic happens.
How did that help you? Can you give us an example?
So, I was what my boss told is that I told him once that I want to become the service manager. I was a service engineer. He says, start acting like a service manager. Who stops you? So when people will see you behaving like a service manager, next time कोई आदमी चला गया service manager तो तेरे को automatically बना देंगे. This was in Xerox. It has certainly helped me. Most of the times when even if I am doing HR or I am doing technical services or doing whatever, so I get into my boss's shoes. So matlab, for the outsiders it appears as if कोई भी काम हो इसके पास भी जा सकते हो आप. Right, so I will take more ownership. The boss will be not feel threatened, but the boss will also feel supported double. मतलब वो अपना काम तो कर रहा है, 4 काम और संभाल, तो वो नेचुरल कैंडिडेट में बन जाता था प्रमोशन के लिए.
Lovely. Thank you for sharing that thought. Well, what a wonderful and candid conversation. And it's been a long time that I've interviewed somebody who has had such opinions and, such candidly spoken about the subject. Thank you so much for sharing that with us, and hope to stay connected.
Thank you, Savi. It was wonderful talking to you.